Good morning, everyone. Can you keep your car when you file a bankruptcy? That is another question that I always get asked, and I'm sure every bankruptcy attorney gets asked that question. I'm Norman Douglas with the Kansas Bankruptcy Center. You can find us online at kansasbankruptcycenter.com, or you can schedule your free consultation at mydebtfree.life. Go there, schedule the free consultation so you can get some information to determine whether or not bankruptcy is a good idea for your situation. So back on topic. Can you keep your car in a bankruptcy? The answer is it depends, right? And so, of course, you would want to talk to an attorney to get, your specific information so they can give you some good information on if it's a good idea or not to keep it. But generally, in Kansas, you are allowed one vehicle per person who's filing the bankruptcy, and that exemption goes up to $20,000. Okay. So if you are filing a Chapter 7 and you are current on your car payments, then generally you can keep your car as long as the equity in that car is less than 20 grand. And there's some other issues with that, but basically that's kind of the premise. All right. So if your equity is less than $20,000 on your car and you're current on your payments and you file a Chapter 7, then you can of course keep that vehicle. If you file a Chapter 13, then you can be current on your payments. You can be behind on your payments. But again, each person filing is allowed to exempt one vehicle. Now, does that mean in both chapters, does that mean you can only keep one vehicle if you're a single or, you're the only person in your household? Not necessarily. It kind of depends on your budget. It kind of depends upon that vehicle. If you're upside down in that vehicle, or the equity or the value of that vehicle is equal basically to what you owe, then you could potentially keep both of those vehicles as long as they have loans that are secured by a bank or a credit union, right? So exemption and whether or not you can keep the property is a different thing and a different vehicle, or a different video, okay? But generally, the question people really kind of want to know is, can I keep my vehicle if I file bankruptcy? Like, I need my vehicle to go to work. I need my vehicle to, do things. And the answer generally is yes. Like I said, in a Chapter 7, if you're current on the vehicle payments and you only have one car and you can afford it based on your budget, then yeah, you can generally keep that vehicle. If you are in a Chapter 13, then you would, if you're behind on your payments, then you could still keep the vehicle under the Chapter 13. And then they would basically pay that arrearage that you're behind over that payment plan into the Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So in short, the answer is yes, but there, of course, as in everything bankruptcy, there are a lot of nooks and crannies, and there are a lot of ifs and ors and buts and maybes and everything else. So the best advice is to go get an attorney so they can look at your specific situation, and then that way they can help you specifically, which is what we all do, and then that will be a better answer. But in layman's terms, basically, that in Kansas, each person filing can take a vehicle as an exemption. So if you have a vehicle that's $10,000 and it's paid off, then you're allowed to keep that as an exempt vehicle in a Chapter 7 or a 13 under Kansas when you file bankruptcy in Kansas. So that's all I'm going to touch on at the moment. Like I said, my name is Norman Douglas. You can go to kansasbankruptcycenter.com. You can schedule the free consultation at mydebtfree.life. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.